Peace, family. This video is on what happened when I stopped smoking marijuana. Why I stopped was it didn't feel right. I'll get into some explanation, some reasoning here. But you can't smoke weed. It just doesn't make sense. You think that's wrong? You think it's... Just look up the chain, right? Like, if you're into spirituality, any fucking idea of that, and developing your consciousness and being woke and being awakened, you'll realize very quickly that, well, once you actually wake up, right? You can't be woke if you're not sitting in the sun. You're not woke. I don't know what the fuck information you're playing with in your head if you're not sitting in the sun, absorbing the sun, understanding the sun. That's like the main thing. And when you start to absorb the sun and understand planet Earth, then smoking weed will automatically get sifted out of your system because it just doesn't fucking work. Now, everything vibrates on its own frequency. I vibrate on my frequency, right? People around me will vibrate on a similar frequency so that it resonates with my ideas and my person, right? If they're good people. Trees vibrate on their own frequency. Everything here is vibrating on its own frequency, right? Marijuana has its own frequency. Now, go ahead and think about it like this. You eat a piece of food, right? You eat a piece of meat, hypothetically, right? You now vibrate on the frequency of that dead animal that just went through fear and punishment and basically slavery so that you could eat, right? Because it wasn't living happily prior to, being slaughtered and killed. So you now vibrate as that animal. You eat grass, you vibrate on the frequency of the grass, right? You eat trees, you vibrate on the frequency of the trees. You eat naturally, like real food, like fruits and vegetables. Well, we'll just say fruits. You're going to vibrate on the frequency of the fruit. The fruit is going to level you out and put you where your head's supposed to be, where your mind's supposed to be. You consume marijuana, right? You don't have to agree with all these ideas, but I'm just trying to give you a broad view. You smoke marijuana. You're going to now vibrate on that frequency of the marijuana. Now, marijuana consumption, actual smoking and consuming, is not natural, right? Ask yourself right now, is smoking marijuana, burning the marijuana in a piece of paper, right? Is that natural? Like earth-based natural. Go ahead. You were wrong the second you said fucking wrapping it up in paper in a dead tree was right. Now, when you smoke this marijuana, right, you look at this plant. What is this plant? If you're out in nature, right, and you actually saw the plant just growing, right, there was fields of it, you would actually just get high walking up to it in the area, right, being near the plant. You'd get high. You'd get fucking stoned. You get absolutely fucked up. You don't spend out all day every day in the plant fields, but you'd get stoned. Let's talk about the frequency that this plant is on. This plant can't be vibrating higher than you. You're a human, right? You eat fruit to survive. You drink water to survive. Where is this plant vibrating? For all those people that smoke marijuana, that plant doesn't vibrate as high as you. A natural being, a being in its natural environment, that plant does not vibrate as high as you. But you have to consume it to level out the field that you're on, the understanding that you're on, right? I've been there. I used to do all these things. I did it for 3 years in a row, like with less than 3 months off, or like 6 months off. I don't want to give you a specific time, but all I did was smoke weed, and I felt like I couldn't survive if I wasn't smoking weed. I'd get pissed off, angry. You kind of just gotta go through that. That's like the whole point. You got yourself into that mess, you got into the super easy fucking fun, right? You're gonna have to go through the opposite. So this plant doesn't vibrate as high as you, and you consume it and you become a product of this plant. Now, you're vibrating lower, you might feel happier and greater, but you just burned away half of your fucking character. Not half, but you just burned away a part of your character, right? To vibrate lower, you have to let some go. So, not first, but you should already know, smoke shouldn't be in your lungs. Smoke is not to be in the human body, right? Into the lungs. First of all, your body coughs. Your body literally says, no, I don't want this. Like, you're like, why the fuck are you doing this? You're using the mind to manipulate the entire body. It's one thing, but you're using the mind, you're using what the mind is driven by to fuel the entire body. And you can use that in good ways because everything is mental. But if your mind is unhealthy, if you have a mental imbalance, you will form the dis-ease, right, within your body. The lack of stability in its natural environment, natural setting. Whatever your natural environment, not the actual human natural environment, but what your natural environment is, where your natural setting is, you can't live in it without that. So you build dis-ease when you step into that world. So yeah, you have to dig deep into your demons. You're not confronting any demons if you're smoking weed and then going to go do those things. Your demon is the weed. Everything else is easy because you smoke the weed. I had a guy message me today, talk about NoFap. Said he feels real unfocused when he does NoFap, when he doesn't jerk off, right? Doesn't release semen. He doesn't feel focused. He tries to read books and he just loses focus. But he busts a nut and then he can read a book no problem. Of course, your mind's at ease. Your life's at quote unquote ease because it feels right. It doesn't feel like something has it so wrapped up in its hands, something has it so, like, its arms so far around him, or around that idea, around his current state, that he feels so right. And the second he starts to leave its arms, he understands that this is where the demons are. This is where you have to build. This is where you have to understand. What I suggest, and what I did, was I consumed myself in something else so big. I did NoFap and I stopped smoking marijuana and picked up NoFap right around the same time. I was struggling, I was failing. I was doing all of those things that where everyone else messages me and they're saying, this is where I am and I need to stop. Right? You have to understand, it is a process, but it's not getting in tune with everyone else's journey. It's figuring out where you are, identifying where you are. Look at your surroundings, look at the information you consume. Is this everything that I need? Or is this just lower self-desire? Now, of course, these things are hard. These things are extremely hard. For some, they might not be, because I just say they weren't. And then every time I'd get hit down by it, I'd say, okay, I'm still here, right? That's the mindset I had until, boom, it clicks. You find what clicks on your external. You find what links the mindset that you want with your external. And mine was making videos at the time. When I said NoFap day 0, that was one of my main links with I couldn't tell if that's a B, if that was a B. So that was a main link with my internal and external. That was the main link of my internal and external. I had videos. I'd make a video every time I felt an urge. I had something that I felt that had its arms around me that was right. It felt right because I was helping people, right? It was feeding an internal aspect that was not only good for me because I was getting better at vocalizing my theories, my ideas, who I wanted to become. And while doing that, while sharing that, it helped other people. So just find something that consumes you much more than marijuana did. It's not even hard because the human vibrates at a higher frequency than the drug or the plant, right? When you develop a natural thought and a natural idea, you're automatically, once you build up into it, you're going to be vibrating too high for that plant to even fuck with you. If you're doing shit that makes you want to smoke weed all day right now, you're not doing shit to fucking support your natural being, your natural idea. I used to think smoking weed made me woke, right? Like it'd like wake me up. It'd give me this huge perspective. It's giving me access back into, it's giving me like a, like I'm in a closed frame, I'm in a closed box, and the box has to close all the way before it gives me access back into the fucking main room, right? You have to close the box to get into the circle. You know what I'm saying? But it keeps opening the box. It keeps opening the box fucking wider and wider. And I'm like, wow, I experienced so fucking much. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. You close out of the fucking box, and you'll come to understand that there's so much more at your fingertips. This world is so much more than you can see when you are under the influence of the drug. All these spiritual gurus, all whatever, just look at the people. Look at your idols. And your idols can't be someone who aren't your idols can't be someone who isn't preaching the right message. If the message isn't go back to nature and connect to nature and understand yourself, because you are one with the planet, you are one with life. You can only develop self in nature with the link to nature. If that isn't the message that they are serving you, because it's the truth, you can't deny that. You can't deny that nature is the answer to everything that everybody's looking for. If that isn't the message, then you can't look at that same thing. You can't look at that idea because you want what's right. You want to be so woke that you're in tune with the infinite world, the infinite idea of everything, right? You want to be in tune with everything, and while you know most people aren't, right? Just, I don't know, take that how you want to take it, but most people aren't in tune with this idea. You want to be special, you want to be different, you want to be your own version of light, and you know nature's the way to go. So if somebody isn't serving you that message, then don't listen to most of their ideas because they're based in the box. You can't. Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to smoke weed. I have nothing else. Doesn't make sense. I did it for so long. I did all the other drugs too. I had so much of what I thought was fun at the time. It was all synthetic, like it's all fake. Like the drug's literally GMO. The drug is genetically modified. You eat organic. You drink Fiji water. And then you smoke genetically modified weed. See, I have this thing. This is kind of off the topic now, so if you don't care, if you just don't want to hear me talk, then click out of here. I had a group of friends, and we thought we were like, see, if I compare them now, it still makes me feel like they're smarter than the population. Now, you can have your own view on that. Right? You can have your own ideas, but from where we were at, the way we built our ideas, thought we were smarter than the population. Right? And I saw these people. I saw their ideas. I kind of lost what I was thinking about. I just had this group of people that thought they were super woke and thought they were on top of their shit. And I did outgrow these people, and I started to learn on my solo journey as I'm spending out time in the sun and nature, reconnecting to the world, that, dude, you cannot fucking be woke if you're not amplifying your knowledge with the sun. When you amplify your knowledge, right, when you amplify your knowledge, you're going to find out if that information's real or that information is fake, true or false, right? You can't see your insecurities and your flaws if, well, they're not amplified, right? But you go spend time out in the sun and boom, the sun amplifies everything you think, every idea that you have, everything that you're living, it amplifies it all, right? And as you come to understand the nature of the world, you'll see that you're one piece of the all. But in order to understand the all, you have to do a lot more than what the fuck you're doing, because all of that information that you have that makes you feel woke and like on top of the world is fucking useless. Your brain's still in the same place, but you have to let go of all the fucking knowledge that you thought you had to learn new shit. Like, you have to go on a new path, a new journey. You have to let everything fucking go and hop on the next journey. See, that's how it was for me. And you start building out where you're at. I had to empty my cup. You have to empty your cup, because the cup that was filled for you off of birth, they fed you milk. You might still consume milk right now, See, this is a generic video. This is just stop smoking marijuana. You might consume milk not realizing it's fucking cancer. You wouldn't, when you were born, your mom wouldn't hand you off to your fucking neighbors that she didn't know and let you drink her milk. That's weird, right? Imagine this, okay? Ready? What's greater, you or a cow? Vibration-wise, frequency-wise. You're the cow, okay, you, the person, the human being, right? Now, if this human being injected in hormones, injected in just different fucking drugs, kept in a fucking cage, locked up in a cell, a jail cell, came out one day, ready for fucking, just ready with arms fucking wide or wide open, said, hey, give me your fucking kids, let them suck on my milk. What would you say? You letting your kids suck on this milk? Okay, cool. Now just, if you are, right? Just imagine a lower vibrational being that is actually mutated. This isn't a natural being, right? The cow is not a natural being. This is a genetic mutation of the bison, I believe. I think something like that. It's not a natural animal. Of this animal, right? Just would you suck on the fucking tit of the cow, this genetically modified, this completely fucked up cow? Would you do it? Straight up right now? No, but the fucking shit tastes good? Oh, cool, great. Enjoy your fucking cancer. You're consuming cancer because you are cancer. It only makes fucking sense. Health only consumes fucking health. Life only is living with life, right? You understand that? Life separates from death, right? Death has no idea what the fuck it's doing. Cancer cells don't realize they're one with the body. So they just go off wild and they eat whatever the fuck's in their way. They kill whatever's in their fucking way. If you still consume milk, if you are that embodiment of cancer, because that is cancer, that is the deep depths of what is wrong in the world. Not deep depths, but what is wrong in the world of genetic mutation. Not including any of like the serious like crime and like all that fucked up shit. This is crime, but this isn't like that stuff that everyone thinks is like, that's like all mental fuck up that people don't actually understand but talk about. So this stuff. But this stuff's the bad stuff. This stuff that you put in your body is like the most important stuff. Yeah. Alright, guess we're leaving it there. When and why I stopped smoking marijuana. When I stopped smoking marijuana, I don't know, title's got it. Peace Reflections.